Oh hi, Callum here again, back for another free Adobe course. This one is going to be about Photoshop and Nano Banana / Gemini, whatever you want to call it. This course is basically for anyone. It's not very technical. I think as long as you have a basic understanding of Photoshop, then you're going to be fine. Everything is pretty straightforward. There's lots of prompts, selecting things, but yeah, you don't need to be a pro or an expert to get some use out of this course. And we're going to try and cover a lot of stuff. We're going to do things like making mock-ups, taking photos of things and turn them into professional photo shoots, adding textures, changing... My cat has decided to start scratching their scratching pole while I'm recording. Come say hi to the camera. This is Poppy. We're going to explore so much in this free course. We're going to cover things like adding texture to your photos, changing lighting, removing things, changing text, mock-ups, photo shoots. There's going to be so much for any kind of interest you might have. Basically, it's a way to get you started to make your design process future-proof. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll learn some skills where you can be faster, more efficient, or just have fun with these AI tools. And right now, we're working in the Photoshop beta app. It has just launched in the Photoshop beta app, but this might change. I'm recording right now, October the 16th, 2025, but I'm aware this course will be running for quite a while. I will let you know if any of that changes down in the description box below. So if it's now in the main Photoshop app, I'll write it all down there. So if something I say isn't making sense, then it's probably had an update and it's down below. And I'll let you know if there's any changes to that. So it's super simple. You just have to open your Creative Cloud app that you should have installed on your computer. I think you can also go onto the website as well, wherever you download your Adobe apps from. And then up here, if you click on apps on the left side, you will then have the beta tab right here. Mine is next to photo, but maybe yours is set up slightly different. Click on beta, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. And then you have them all here. And this is basically kind of where Adobe puts these new features, and they like to test things out before putting them on the main apps. And anyone can download these. They're completely free, I think, inside your Creative Cloud subscription. So today we're going to be using Photoshop Beta app. This is where this new Nano Banana that everyone is talking about is in. Again, like I say, this might change in the future. I'm recording now in October, but maybe it is now in the main Photoshop app over here. But right now, time of recording, it is here in the beta app. Now, just some rules quickly. This is an AI course, so anything that I type in prompt-wise, your outcome might be slightly different to mine. So if I type something in, I might just get a different result than what you get. Maybe your prompt is slightly different, your image is different. That's kind of the fun of it, that it's kind of experimenting. So if something works for me but doesn't work for you, maybe use a different photo, maybe slightly change the prompt. It's kind of a trial and error at this stage, and that's kind of part of the process, kind of part of the fun, because you don't really know what results you're actually going to get. So try and have fun with that and don't get frustrated if someone doesn't work the first time. It's about tweaking and just seeing what works. One final disclaimer before we jump in. I'm sorry if this intro is a little bit too long. Maybe you can skip forward. Right now, Nano Banana's resolution is not the best. I just wanted to say that before we start. I don't want to sell any fake dreams to you right now. I would say Nano Banana, Gemini, AI tools in general are best for kind of social media content, a little bit of digital design work. Right now, Nano Banana's resolution is not going to be anything that you can print large scale. Right now, I'm just kind of keeping stuff to screen using on social media. The resolution is not the best right now. If you zoom into kind of stuff you generate, it is a little bit blurry, it is a little bit pixelated. So just want to put that out there. What I would say, if you really like something you generate and you want it to be better quality, just use an image upscaler online. I think I use one by Recraft, which is really good. But yeah, you can use any image upscaler if you want. And that's it. Let's get into it. We're going to do stuff first about photo editing, and then we're going to move on to graphic design. So there's kind of two sections with this. So I'll stop talking and let's dive onto the computer. Okay, we're right inside Photoshop Beta now. I've got this lovely photo of me here, and I think this is the perfect way to start with something simple, changing clothes. Now, first of all, basically to use Nano Banana, we need to select anything. I just use the direct selection tool. I just find that's easier to select the whole image. And then you should have your contextual taskbar that just pops up. If it doesn't, you can just find it in Window, and then contextual taskbar. Sometimes I turn it off because sometimes, to be honest, it can be a little bit annoying and a little bit in the way. But yeah, make sure it's there. And then we're going to click generative fill. And now, before I write any prompt in here, we've got to look over here. And probably if you've never used Nano Banana before, Gemini, I'm just going to call it Nano Banana for now. But if I say Gemini anytime, they're basically the same thing. Probably when you open up your Adobe Photoshop, it'll be in this setting, Firefly, which is Adobe's kind of AI model. We're not using that today, so make sure to click onto Gemini down here. And then all we're going to do is start writing a prompt. This is basically how it works. So I have this t-shirt. Maybe I don't like the way the blue looks on this background. So I'm just going to type in let's spell make correctly first. Make t-shirt, you're really going to see my bad typing today. Make t-shirt white, and then click generate. And then Nano Banana will do its thing. And hopefully this will work. You never know when you're recording, AI will act up just to be annoying. But let's see what it does. There we go. A white t-shirt in seconds. Like, I'm going to be doing a lot of shocked faces in this course because I've been using Photoshop for probably nearly 20 years, I'd say. And to make a t-shirt white would just take so long. Like, look at the actual focus. Like, it keeps everything natural. It's not like you've got some really awkward kind of in focus arms and things when it wasn't in the original photo. Like, look at my neck here. That is all perfect. As we can say, like I said at the start of the video, the resolution, as you can see, is not beautiful. Let me see if I can turn this off. I mean, to be honest, the resolution wasn't that great to begin with. God, I don't like zooming in on my face there. Let's see. So yeah, if you see here, and then when I do the generation, it's slightly more fuzzy, but really, you're probably going to be posting the photo like this, and no one's going to see it, but just as a note for this resolution issue. Okay, so we've done a white t-shirt. Let's try something else. Change t-shirt to a summer floral print shirt. Change the background to a golden hour beach scene. Now, you can also change the scene, not just the clothing. This is really showing how Nano Banana works. Like, really, the limit is your imagination. What you can dream up, Nano Banana could probably do in some way. So let's hit generate and see what we get. Okay, this is what we generated. It still blows my mind. I'm going to be saying this a lot. It has changed my shirt. It has changed the background, the lighting. It's really incredible. As you can see, this is the difference. I'd say my face looks slightly different, but that is kind of how AI works. It will slightly change the way you look, but I think it still looks like me. It's still very realistic. Really, really impressive. I mean, down to even the chest there, it's got correct. So it's pretty wild. That lighting looks beautiful. I think it looks pretty natural, like the way the golden hour is kind of highlighting the back of me, around my beard, around my hair. It's pretty good. I'd say, my mole here is looking a bit dodgy, as you can see. So stuff like that happens with AI. It depends if that stuff bothers you or not. But yeah, that is pretty cool. So that was the first tip. Let's move on. Okay, next up, this is a very cool trick if you work in e-com. I have this photo of a model. Maybe we don't want to use the model anymore. Maybe we've run out of usage rights of using them. So what is a way to do a kind of photo shoot without using the model? So I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to type in this prompt, which says, separate all clothing items on the model and place it on a plain white background. And then again, make sure Gemini is clicked on, and we're going to click generate. And look at that. It has now done a flat lay of what she was wearing. It's even included the earrings, which is crazy. As you can see, she is wearing earrings just here. I mean, the photo isn't even good quality, and it's still managed to pick that up. The top is exactly the same. The jeans, the boots look pretty much similar, like even down to the the zip on the side. The shorts look pretty much exactly the same, even the top. Obviously now, if you're selling product online, you want it to look actually accurate, so you would have to check this, definitely. But that is insane. Like imagine cutting this out and trying to make it look realistic, or having to go back to the photo shoot and, you know, doing a flat lay, putting these clothing on a background. It's wild, but yeah, on to the next one. Okay, next up, we're going to restore an old photo. I have lots of photos from my childhood, definitely not this old, don't insult me in that way. But basically, a lot of the photos have been scanned badly, they've aged, they don't look that great. For example, this one is obviously super old, it wasn't even a color photo. We're going to select it as always, generative fill, and then I'm going to paste in this prompt, which says, restore this old image, make it in focus, full color, and more detail with correct lighting. Now I've played around with this prompt a few times. This has worked for me, but you can type in something slightly different. Maybe you don't want it full color. Maybe you only want to make the lighting look even. You can type in a little bit differently to kind of what result you want. Gonna hit generate, and I'll be back for you when this loads. Okay, it's generated, and look at this. I mean, I wouldn't say it's full color. This is the joys of AI prompts. You might have to write in something slightly different. But it's definitely added kind of a nice tone to the image. I don't actually hate it. But if we do before and after, this is the before, obviously, and this is after. I mean, the faces look pretty similar. Faces is always an issue with these AI models. They might slightly make you look a little bit different. But here, I mean, this looks pretty convincing. I'd say more her on the left than the one on the right. But still, just look at this. Like, if you could imagine that you could take these old photos and restore them a few years ago, you would never believe it. It would be such a long process to do this. But just with Nano Banana, you can now do it. And I've tried this out with many photos, and it really is great. It's something that would be perfect for, you know, a relative that's got some old photos. You could generate these and just give them a new look, a new modern take on these old images. Okay, let's move on. Okay, one of my favorite things, and as well as you probably, is taking photos when you're traveling out and about. I believe this is Brooklyn Bridge. I haven't been to New York in like 10 years now, but it looks like a very cold day in Dumbo. There's people, obviously it's New York, so there's lots of people walking around. This is actually not that busy for New York standards, maybe because it's so cold, everyone looks frozen there. But maybe you just don't want to have people in the photo. Sometimes people in the photo add some kind of character and movement, but sometimes you just don't want them there. So we're going to select again, generative fill, and I'm just going to type in something very simple like remove all people from the photo, and then click generate. And look at that. That has done such a good job. Before and after, not much has really happened. They haven't really changed the composition of the photo. Some of my stuff can warp and look a bit weird with the AI, but it's looking pretty good. That road is looking very normal, very straight. And I love that they've actually got rid of the shadows as well of the people. Most kind of AI tools before Nano Banana wouldn't do that, and it has done that. I mean, I'm sad it got rid of the little pigeon over there. I think that's a pigeon, and he or she has sadly been removed as well. Look at that, suddenly no people in the photo. And talking of removing things, I saw this tip from Pix Imperfect, I think he is called, on Instagram. Very cool that you can now remove scaffolding. Obviously, you might go traveling and you find this really beautiful building, a nice historical kind of church here. But scaffolding is there. I remember a lot of people were traveling to London recently, and Big Ben is covered in scaffolding. I think it's taken down now, but that was obviously very disappointing for people. And you're not going to be able to manually remove this. This will take forever. So use Nano Banana. So all we're going to do is select the image, generative fill, remove all scaffolding. I'm trying to think how to even spell scaffolding. I think that's correct spelling. Click generate. And let's see what magic this does. Ta-da, look at that. Let's find where my layers have gone. Here we go. Before and after. That has done an incredible job. Even they've kind of copied the cross on both sides. Like it can use its brain or whatever, I have no idea, and know that there should be a cross on top because there's one on that side. it's just amazing how it's done that. I don't think it's warped the building that way. I mean, I'm doing this kind of quickly. Maybe I'll notice things later, but in general, it looks pretty real. It doesn't look like anything odd has been added. The windows look good. The bricks look good, even down to the entrance here. Yeah. You can now remove scaffolding or anything else on any kind of architecture. I could probably type in remove wires and that would also work. And another annoying thing is I'm obsessed with cats, as you probably know, and I will always take photos of cats wherever I see them out and about. But sometimes they are behind fences, and that is kind of annoying when you want to take a cute photo. So I'm going to select it, and you know how it goes by now, remove wire fence. And it can be as simple as that, the prompt. Hit generate and just look what happens. Look at that. That is so impressive. I mean, you can see that the cat slightly changes when I turn it on and off, but really very minimal. Back in the old days, I would be using the clone stamp tool I'll be coming over here, copying this, painting it over, and just it would take forever and ever and ever, and I probably just wouldn't use the image. Okay, moving on from just removing things, let's start looking at lighting now. I have this really cool image, very dark, you can't really see many features or anything, but maybe I want to just do something different, I want to have a different background, different lighting. You can do that with Nano Banana. So select it, generative fill. I'm gonna put in this prompt here. Let's read it out for you. I wish there was a way to make this box way bigger. That would make life a lot easier. So change the lighting to a sunset and change the background to a mountain scene. Keep model in the same position and pose. Because I don't want him to look completely different. I want it to still look like this photo shoot, but just with different lighting and a different background. Let's see how it does with working with lighting. Okay, look at that. Still, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. I hope you're freaking out too, because this is just so exciting. The possibilities this is opening up. This is how the image was shot. And this is it now with this prompt. It's just beautiful. I hate to say AI is beautiful because, you know, human-made stuff is what's beautiful, but just look at the lighting, the golden hour lighting that it's put on this model's face. It's incredible. Like the lighting they've added to this jumper that I don't think was even there in the original. You can't actually see any of the details. And it's done it. It's still got this cool reflection. The background looks natural. It's so good. Sorry, I'm so passionate about these kind of design tips and tricks, and sometimes I'm just like left speechless when I see how these AI tools work. Just before and after, this is incredible. You guys have to try this one because it is really great. Okay, moving on. So we've covered changing the lighting. What if we wanted to change this photo into a painting or a drawing? I'm someone that's actually been craving to do painting in real life, but if you want to do it with AI, you can now. So I'm going to select this whole subject. I've got this nice model here. First of all these images are taken from Unsplash. If you don't know it, it's like a free stock website. This isn't sponsored. This is just where I get my free royalty-free stock images from. Unsplash is just my favorite if you don't know about it. I'm going to type in this prompt. So make this photo into a oil painting using thick, let's change that typo, oil painting, using thick strokes, moody vibe. Let's just say I like moody artwork. Generate, and look at that. It looks great. I will say, as a designer / artist, this does make me feel weird that you can just get this beautiful painting in seconds. Obviously, it's not a real painting, but to me, it's looking pretty real. Like with these thick strokes, this shadow, this texture. If you upscaled it using an upscaler and made it really high quality, it would be tough to tell. It is beautiful. There's so many use cases you can use for this. Maybe we can even use it as a template and then print it out and then paint over the top. That would be a really great way just to kind of learn how to actually do these kind of shapes and shadows yourself. I think that's how I'm going to use this for. I could print this out and yeah, just reference it, paint over the top, just so it kind of teaches me lighting and how to kind of create shapes with using kind of less brush strokes. Yeah, really cool. And we can even do something else. Let's go back to this. Maybe let's try, I've not actually tried this yet. Let's do make this photo a sketch pencil drawing, rough look with not much detail. Let's see what we get from that. And there we go, we've got a sketched drawing. I'm sorry to art students, I used to do so much drawing back in the day. For your homework, you could probably just do this now and print it out and no one would ever know. Yeah, super, super cool. Just look at that. So impressive. Anyway, onto the next tip. So I'm bored of people now. I want to look at something else. Furniture, my one true love, furniture and interior design. I feel like every graphic designer thinks they're an interior designer. I'm going to select it again, type in Generative Fill. And now, what if I wanted to change this fabric of this sofa? Maybe I'm doing kind of a mood board, just want to see what would work in my living room. We can do that. If I was doing this manually, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I think even a skilled retoucher would not know how to change this fabric, or it would take hours and hours. So I'm going to type in change sofa fabric. I'm trying to think if sofa is the American word for sofa. I think some people call it a couch. I'm going to say sofa. Change sofa fabric to, let's say, to bold, floral, colorful print. And let's see what we get. I'm trying this in real time. There's no wild editing like I've tried lots of prompts before filming. This is just real. Let's see what we get. And would you look at that? It has done it. This fabric is not my taste. I was going to use a stronger word there, but some people might love this. But look, the shadow is great. The way it's folded, you've still got this kind of piping. As you can see, there's a little bit of resolution issues like I've spoken about in the past. It's not the highest of quality, but still for a mood board, for social media, it's going to be posted probably this size. It's not going to matter. Yeah, even the kind of way the fabric is going around the arm, it's like warped to the shape. It's not kind of just doing this front pattern across here. It's learning the shape of the object. And I think that is what is truly wild, that it does see the shape of the object. Yeah, you can obviously type in whatever you want. You can type in any fabric you would like and it'll do that. So pretty impressive. Okay, more interior design stuff. I actually saw this tip by the YouTuber creator Phil Learn, I believe his name is. And it really impressed me and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. If you don't know him as a creator, you should check him out because he's got lots of great tips. I have this apartment that I'm going to pretend that I'm moving into, and I just want to visualize how I can style it before I buy stuff. Maybe I wanted to see how this kind of style of furniture will look. So we go down to the prompt and type in fill in this space with mid-century modern furniture style. Wow, really typing when I'm recording is a tricky thing. Style in a chic designed way. Generate. And look at this. Immediately we've got this mock-up of some pretty beautiful furniture. I mean, this little kind of credenza media unit, I guess, is very me. It's beautiful. Even this coffee table is very nice. But all the sizing looks really realistic. Sometimes with old AI models, the sofa would look massive in the space or small. This looks pretty to scale. If you compare it kind of to the window, maybe the radiator, maybe it's a little bit too short, but in general, it's looking pretty realistic. Let's do a before and after. Look at the shadows, and they even know where the lighting is coming from. Like the lighting is obviously coming from this window, and you've got the shadow on the floor there in the right way. Like stuff like that is what Nano Banana gets really good at. Okay, so I've drawn this out. I'm really showing what an incredible illustrator I am. What if I wanted to sketch an idea to someone? Maybe, I want to send something to my interior designer or my partner when they're going to IKEA or something, and I say, make our apartment look like this. I can select generative fill and then say, make this sketch a realistic render. Put the sofa in the middle, artwork above, and a hanging lamp. There is a plant to the left side. Let's say mid-century modern style. And then daylight setting. You can also make your prompt longer, shorter. You'll just get slightly different results. As I said before at the start, you can also copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT and ask them to fill it out better, get a better result. That is really helpful. I'll probably do that if I wasn't getting the result that I wanted. Generate, and let's see what we get. And here we go. Look at this. This looks so realistic. I don't know if I'd even be able to tell this was AI. I don't think so. Maybe the lighting looks a little bit harsh, maybe. But looks great. This is mid-century. I'd call this mid-century. Maybe the rug isn't mid-century technically. It's more kind of like a Persian kind of style rug. But this looks great. This is like, look at my drawing from that, which looks terrible, but the composition is exactly the same. I've got the artwork, the sofa, even the legs, because I wanted to kind of draw these kind of mid-century kind of Scandinavian legs where they kind of point out a little bit. And it's done that. That it's kind of read my mind. And I love this plant. One of my plants actually over there is dying, and I wanted to get this style of plant. I love that it's even added in like a sensor, a blind on the window. Yeah, really cool. And the possibilities are endless. Like I've tried this sketch with a sketch of a chair, a car, anything, and you can really do this prompt and you will get a realistic render. So have fun with this one, because it's a really great one to play around with. It's good for kids as well. Like if you've got kids, or you know someone that has kids, if they've got sketches, you can take these sketches and write in this prompt and then turn their drawings into these actual real creatures, which is really fun. I can't wait to do this with my niece at some point. Okay, so next up, still kind of on the design interior section, I guess. I've got this mug. I bought this mug actually in Portugal. I kind of collect nice looking things, a bit strange, like it's very odd. I don't know how drinkable it actually is. But yeah, I really like the way it looks. And I thought, what if I wanted to photograph this and put it in a cool photo shoot? You can do that. So I'm going to type in a prompt, take this photo and put it in a high fashion photo shoot style. Remove my hand, which is important. You obviously want to remove your hand. Place it on a surface. Make the lighting vintage with a retro feel. Glowy green texture. And let's just see what we get, and we can also carry on the prompt if it's not what we're wanting. That's kind of the beauty. Your first result isn't always going to be exactly what you had in mind. And look at this. This is pretty simple, pretty clean. I mean, I could definitely have done this without AI. But look at that. The lighting is really nice. It's nice, it's kind of golden. You've got the reflection. I feel like it's got like a nice texture to it. It's got this kind of grainy texture that I've asked for. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this prompt and put it into ChatGPT and ask for a slightly cooler prompt. So can you take this prompt and suggest better ideas? I want it to look like a very cool editorial photo shoot for a product. Give me scene ideas. Okay, so we've got these prompts now in full sentences, so I can paste this inside Photoshop Beta. Create an image of a product on a vintage wooden vanity table with a round mirror surrounded by pearls, perfume bottles, soft light. Let's try this. This one seems a little bit more me. Let's try this one. This is showing the power of combining ChatGPT with your prompts, because you'll just get things that maybe you wouldn't imagine yourself. So let's wait for this to load and let's see what results we get. Okay, now we've got this one. I really like this one. This looks very kind of chic editorial. I love the reflection. It's just very, very realistic. I love the kind of light leaks around here. Let's see if there's even a better one. Outdoor vintage shoot. Let's see what we get from that. It's even writing the style of camera to use. So let's copy this, paste it into the prompt and hit generate. And let's just see one final time what we get with this prompt. Okay, look at this. This is what I was after. This is what I was looking for. This looks beautiful. It looks like, yeah, a Polaroid. I guess the prompt says like a vintage film inspired car dashboard with sunlight. This is really beautiful. Imagine I just took this in my living room, literally just over there, and now we've got this. I would say, I mean, this is a difficult product. I wanted to test a difficult product that wasn't necessarily in these like AI image banks already. This curve is very unusual and it's done a pretty good job. I think maybe it looks slightly different, maybe not so curved, but it's pretty good. I'd say even this detail here, I wanted this mug to be very complicated just to show you how well Gemini works. And even the detail of this print on the mug is still pretty accurate. I'd say even more than accurate. I think it's pretty exactly the same. Yeah, even the inside of the mug here, you see there's all that kind of spotting there with the purple red tone. You've still got that. So you don't have to worry about Nano Banana making something look unrealistic, because the way I've tested it, it is still very realistic. So that is amazing. You can really do a photo shoot of any item you have. So have fun with that. I'd love to see kind of what things you create. Please send them to me because it's just such a cool prompt. Anyway, on to the next stuff. Okay, I think we're going to finish with the interior design ones now. I have always loved photos where you have a nice image of a kind of designed space, a home, and you always get in those fancy magazines like Architecture Digest and things where you have people walking through the space and they're blurred. So I guess I have always wondered, how do you do that? I guess you do like a slow shutter speed and you get someone to walk through, but you can now use AI for that. So this is the prompt that I'm using. Add a person moving across the room with a blurry movement. As simple as that. Click generate and just look what you get. And look at that, you've now got a blurry person walking through the space. You can generate many times. You can just click on generate here. I haven't actually spoke about that, but yeah, if you're not happy with the result, just click generate again and it will give you another result. So if you don't like the way this person looks, if you don't like the green and the black, you can change that. Yeah, that's a very quick way. For some reason it's edited the sky up here. That's the joy of AI, but something like that doesn't really matter. Okay, I think that's enough with the photo editing stuff for photography. Let's move on to the more graphic design side of things. Okay, we're back to the kind of graphic design side of things where we're going to be working with text, mockups, things like that. We have this neon sign. If I want to change this text, this would be very difficult because there's lots of detail, it's glowing, it would take me a very long time. But all I'm going to do is change text to read. What should we say? Welcome to my house. I've got no creative energy today to think of something else. So we're just going to click generate and just look at the magic that happens. Look at that. It is really good. Oh, hi, Editor Callum here. I've just noticed that this didn't work. It says, welcome to the house. It's kept in the word. I didn't notice it while I was actually doing it because I was concentrating on recording this video. So yeah, this is the joy of AI, that sometimes it just doesn't remove words or adds extra words. So you just have to play around and keep generating and read everything that you generate. Okay, back to the video. We have kind of the wires coming from all the new letters it's generated. It's added shadow here. I think the shadows look pretty realistic. The W looks very realistic. The O here, maybe the C looks a little bit odd. But in general, pretty damn good. This is the before, this must be the place. And now it says, welcome to my house. So let's try a different image. Change this text to read, what can we say? Free food here. Let's just see how that would work. Very random that comes in my mind straight away. Don't know why. I thought this looked like kind of like a sign that would be outside a shop or something. So let's see how this looks, because this is very cool kind of funky type we've got going on here. Let's see if it can generate it. Okay, yeah, really not that bad. I'm actually quite impressed. This type is not easy to do, I don't think. The R maybe looks a little bit strange, but not, I don't hate it. Yeah, I'm glad that worked because I wanted to show you just how powerful this feature is. The shadows look great. I'm pretty impressed with that. I like it. Yeah. So that is how you edit text inside Nano Banana and Photoshop. There's so many use cases for this. It's just very, very handy if you just don't like the way something looks. If there's weird type on something and you just want to say something else, you want to customize something to have your friend's name on it, you can do that inside Photoshop Beta as I've just shown. Okay, so I have this mock-up here. I could obviously have added my artwork on there already, but just for this video, let's just pretend my design is already placed on here. I find this mock-up kind of boring. It's nice if you just want something plain and simple, but we can do something cooler. Okay, so I'm going to write in a prompt here. So place, change background to a jungle environment with a grainy vintage glowy like texture, golden hour, and let's see what we get. And look at that, they're floating right now, so I think I could change the prompt to say maybe the product is sitting on a rock. Let's just say a rock to see what we get from that. This is the beauty of AI. You need to constantly change your prompts to get what you want, the desired result. There we go. That's much better. Just look at that. It looks great. I think if I could have done this, you know, during my university days where I wanted to do all these cool photo shoots for kind of the products I've designed, it would blow my mind. Look, it looks great the way it's sat on there. The lighting is even really nice, the shadowing. And then you've now got your design in this beautiful mock-up. Just think how good this is going to look in your portfolio, on your website. And I mean, people will know it's AI because you probably are not going to go to the jungle and do a photo shoot, but it still looks really good. It looks realistic. That's the joy of Nano Banana, that it doesn't look like AI most of the time. The lighting is just really nice. The reflection is really nice. All these trees look very, very realistic. That kind of ugly, kind of too kind of realistic AI look is gone. This looks pretty natural. Yeah, and just think, I've just done a jungle background here, but you can do whatever you want, any kind of scene. And yeah, the possibilities are endless. Really, really great stuff to change the way your mock-ups look. So have fun with that one. Okay, now we have this lovely logo. I've just got this from Envato Elements, not sponsored. They give me a free membership, but I'm not paid to talk about them. I have this here and I want to generate this into a mock-up. Maybe I can't even be bothered to find a mock-up myself, so I can just generate one. I'm going to say, take this logo and put it on a drink can. The photo shoot should be in the street at night with glowy neon vibes. There is water on the ground for reflection. I think I got this prompt originally from Piximperfect again, his video about Nano Banana. If you haven't checked out, you should. He's got some really great prompts as well. And look at that, you now have a mock-up of your logo on an item, on a can. Again, this is a pretty straightforward, kind of boring prompt. I could write in anything where I could have multiple cans, I could have it leaning to one side, I could have it floating, I could have it in like a bar setting, but just, it's really great. It's really quick. If you just want to quickly show how something's going to look to a client, you can just do this instead of spending ages creating a mock-up, even buying an expensive mock-up. Just do this, just to kind of show your idea. This is kind of what I love these features for, is just for speed and time. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this. You can apply your logo to anything. You could say, put it on a billboard, put it on the side of a building, put it on a window vinyl, anything at all. A really, really great one to start using. Next up, I've got this mock-up I did of, I designed this kombucha brand. I don't know if you saw the video I posted on my social media. couple months ago where I redesigned a kombucha brand. Go and watch it if you want to see. I just want to show you how you can add textures into your images. Here, I'm going to just paste in this prompt where it says, add a plastic wrap, crease texture above the full image with dramatic lighting. Hit generate and we'll see what we get. Okay, and look at that. Obviously, I probably wouldn't use this texture on this particular mock-up. It doesn't really go with the kombucha vibe, but I just want to show you that you can now add textures to your images. I would maybe slightly lower this, maybe change the blending modes if I want to, if I just want it to be a bit more subtle. But just think, if you had like a really cool futuristic brand and you add these kind of textures on top, because sometimes if you're looking in stock images, they can be really expensive to buy these textures, and now you can generate it. Maybe I always like when they've got that kind of poster, creased poster kind of thing, like they've been pasted up in some kind of street. Let's generate this one again and see what we get. Okay, look at this. This is looking cool. This is looking like something that you would see like pasted up on the side of a wall. Obviously, I'm going to turn down the opacity a lot. But now this is looking cool. It's adding a bit of dimension, a little bit of grit, a little bit of texture to the work. This is really fun. You can type in whatever kind of texture you want, any kind of stuff you want to overlay onto your graphics that you think would look good. This is just 2 examples, but really, there's so many different things you can do with this. Okay, we've reached the last one. I feel like I could go on and just talk and talk and talk and show you lots of cool things you could do, but we're busy people and I'm worried how long this course is going to be. So the final one, we have this shape here. It's just the letter S, but it can be really any shape. It can be your logo, whatever you want it to be. Arial black, I don't know why I use that font. It's not the font I love. I'm just gonna flatten this one by pressing Command-Shift-E on my Mac. And then I'm gonna go back and select all of this, generative fill, and then I'm gonna use this prompt. Let's read it out. Add snakeskin texture to S shape. I guess you could just say just to the shape that's on the artwork. Make it look 3D with shadow and lighting. Put this S in the middle of a jungle. I feel like we've got a bit of a jungle theme going on. This image should have a glowy vintage-like feel. I say that on pretty much every prompt just because I like the way it looks, but you can type in any kind of lighting style you want. Hit generate for one last time. And look at that. I don't know why I've got some weird white line up there, but that's fine. We can just crop that out. But look what it's taken with my logo. It was just obviously the letter S. But look, you've now got this realistic render. Just look at that. Imagine if you did it with like the Nike, the swoosh, the tick, or any like famous iconic logo, and you could apply all these effects, put it in these different scenes. I keep on doing a jungle scene. I have no idea why. I'm obviously craving a holiday or something. Yeah, looks really cool, looks really realistic. The lighting is great. It can tell that the light is coming from up above and you've got the shadow on the ground. There's so many possibilities with this one. You can really take your logos, shapes, vectored shapes, and apply them to all these textures, all these different backgrounds and scenes. So that is it. That is everything we're going to cover. Let's go into the outro. And that's it. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what you can do with Nano Banana inside Photoshop Beta. Again, let me know if you have any suggestions of things that I should try, or you've discovered anything that's really cool. Let me know. You can contact me on social media, or my email will be popping around somewhere. I hope you enjoy this course. I hope you learned something. And yeah, let me know if you have any feedback. You can write a comment or send me a message. And I'll catch you in the next free video course. Bye.